what advice would you give to young people who want to pursue a diplomatic career like yours?
The world is changing very rapidly, and my observation is young people are, very good at navigating, a sort of fast changing world. I guess, I would encourage any young person to seek a career in diplomacy or in international relations. And international relations doesn't need to be government to government. International relations can include, in my view, international business or work for non-government organizations around the world. But I think it's a little bit of a cliche, that the world is getting flatter, that we are more interdependent and interconnected now than we ever have been in history. That's a trend that's going to continue. Winds may blow from time to time that may sort of result in brief periods of protectionism or maybe even isolationism, but the bigger trend is clear, and that is we're moving to a world that is increasingly a cross-border world. And if I were a young person today, I would throw myself at a career in international relations, whether it be in the public sector or in international business. I think having a cultural awareness outside of your own culture is extremely important. I think, we're here talking about US-China relations, and I think for, young people in America, I think developing through their formal education as well as through their practical experience a better and deeper understanding of Chinese culture will serve them very well. And I'll say the same thing to young people in China. I think if you accept, as I do, that the most important relationship in the world is the US-China relationship, and you're interested in diplomacy or international relations of any type, and you're a young person in China, I think deepening your understanding of American culture will serve you very well. And I hope people in China, young people in China, will do just that. We live in it's a great time to be a young person. There's so much information available, so much opportunity available, and I'm very optimistic because the young people who I'm lucky enough to meet, whether it's in my role teaching at NYU or speaking to GCC or any other groups, I think young people, whether they're in the United States or China or elsewhere in the world, are showing, I think, a great inclination to find ways to get along and find ways to promote the common good. We talked a little bit in some of the earlier questions about this idea of a zero-sum world. One side wins, so the other side loses. I think that's that's a relic of a time gone by. I think coming out of World War II, that generation and maybe the generation after was forced to look at the world that way. And I think young people today no longer are limited to that type of worldview. And so I'm optimistic, and I think if you deepen your understanding of other cultures, it will pay great dividends for you professionally as you move around the world and pursue your personal goals, which hopefully will be for the betterment of everyone.